Most mums are building their businesses in a way that will eventually burn them out, even if it's working right now. And I know that because I did it. Before I had kids, I was proud of how creative I was at making money, picking out different jobs, finding ways to earn, but everything I built needed more of me. And when I became a mum, that model actually stopped working because my time wasn't unlimited anymore. So I had to ask myself a different question. What can I build that doesn't require more of me? And that's what today is about. So, welcome, mums. It's so great to have you here. I am so excited for our live call today. This is the Mum with a Side Hustle weekly call, and every week we get together and just I share some stuff about how it is to be a mum and have a side hustle, and then together we learn and grow our side hustles. And today, we just talk about we don't wait for life to calm down, but we build differently because it hasn't. And we're going to talk about using multiplication instead of trading time for money. Hi, Sophie, and hi, Rita. So great to see you guys in the chat. You know what? My time is limited and your time is too. So I refuse to build a business that depends on more of me. Okay? Let's talk about multiplication instead of trading our time for money. So let's do a quick check-in. I want you to drop a 1 in the chat if your income right now mostly depends on you showing up. Drop a 2 if you've started building something that could work without you, or a 3 if you're not really sure. Okay, so 1 if your income depends on you, 2 if you started building something that could work without you, and 3 if you're not really sure yet. So let's just see. Okay, so Bron's building a number 2. Rita says it's a number 1. And I know, Rita, that you are really dreaming of the day and the ways that you can build a number 2. And I'm pretty sure Sophie has already started building something, a 1 and a 2. Okay, it depends on you, but you're also building something that could work without you. Awesome. So great to have you guys here. I just want to really acknowledge the beautiful mum tribe. So the mums who are jumping into the chat. Anyone's welcome to join the mum tribe. We are a group of mums. We stay connected. We have a group chat, and we also do a Zoom call after this call, where we just catch up on how businesses are going, how we're doing personally, encourage each other, and sometimes talk about a bit more about what we've been learning together. So if you'd like to join us, why don't you follow along? Okay, so what I've realized is this isn't about business, it's about identity. Because when you believe I have to do everything myself, you build one way. But when you start believing I can build things that work beyond me, you build completely differently. And this has been a big mind shift for me. And as mums, we don't have unlimited time to figure this out slowly. There's just this deep knowing when you become a mum, and if you want to have a side hustle, I actually need to build wisely from the beginning. This week, I've noticed something. I've become really picky with how I use my time. And that's been new for me because I used to fill my days with things that felt productive. Don't be offended, but cleaning, organizing, cooking, play dates, these are all beautiful, valuable things. But at the end of the day, nothing had actually moved me forward. And a lot of those things that I was spending a lot of time doing, I literally had to do them on repeat. Like how kids just have this way. If you have kids like this, why don't you say yes in the chat, where they can create an explosion of mess within less than 5 seconds. And it will take you a lot longer to clean it up. And please don't tell me your children clean up, because listen, if you've got toddlers, they're still learning all of those skills. So anyway, I've just realized that I haven't just changed what I do recently. I've had to change what I think. Hi, Lisa. Lovely to have you here with us. So let me break this down really simply. There are 2 ways to build. You can build in a way where you are the system, or you can build a system that supports you. So you can make money, but one of those 2 actually leads to freedom. And I spent a lot of time last year in the book called 10x is easier than 2x. And I was reviewing some of it today to prepare for this call. And I really encourage you to please go read this book. It literally shifts your mindset across so many ways. But money freedom and time freedom are so valuable, and relationship freedom, those things are worth fighting for. We can make money when we are the system, but we can't have freedom if we don't have a system that supports us. And there was an amazing question in the 10x is easier than 2x, and it says, what shouldn't require me at all? It really challenged me. What shouldn't require me at all? Because most of us are trying to grow by doing more. Can you guys relate to that? I feel like ever since I've had, so I spend a lot of time just trying to add one. Now I've got to learn this, and now I've got to do that, and I'm actually just adding so much. But multiplication asks you to build in a way where things can work, even if you're not. Okay, if you commit to multiplication, then you are going to find ways of doing things that ask you to commit to finding ways to do things that can go far beyond the hours and the time that you have. So, for example, I'm just going to be vulnerable. I'm going to share a goal that I have in the next 90 days. So coming up soon, I'm going to start a 90-day cycle that I do with a group of people as part of Raising Royalty. And we set goals for 90 days. And I've set myself probably the most audacious goal I've ever set. I want to find 50 mums who want to do the Master the Code Challenge with me. Through my social media and whatever ways I find them, I want to find 50 mums. That's 10 times the number of mums that I have already done. We probably have 3 mums doing Master the Code right now, 4, 5 if you count the ones who are like very, very early on in the stages. And so I want to 10x that in the next 90 days. Now, I'm going to be honest, the way I'm currently doing it is not going to get me there. So I'm going to have to stretch. I'm going to need to learn new skills. I'm going to need to think differently. I need to build in a way that doesn't just rely on me showing up one person at a time. And that's what a bigger vision does. It forces you to build differently. And 10x is easier than 2x. This is something they just blow my mind on, that you need to have a larger vision for your current life to improve. A larger vision for your current life to improve, because the larger your vision, the more you are forced to find pathways to achieve your goals that you wouldn't have considered if my goal had been 5 women or even just 10 women. I've got to find a different way of getting to there. And I have some ideas of what that might be, but I know I'm going to have to learn things in the in-between. And also, I don't have any extra time. So I'm going to need some divine help to get me on this pathway. And just before this call, I was just taking a moment to pray and think, and just thanking God that as I step out in these goals and dreams, He is totally with me, and that He is bringing resources, ideas, training, connections my way so that my 10x goal actually is possible. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing, and I'm going to keep you updated on the journey. But a bigger vision forces you to build differently. That's kind of what I was trying to explain there. So this is the question I want you to sit with. Are you building something that requires more of you, or something that can eventually work beyond you? And if you're listening to this and thinking, I don't want to keep building something that depends on me forever, then this shift is for you. This is the moment. This is your moment. So here's where I'd start really simply. Number one, I'd look at what I'm already doing right now, and I'd ask myself, does it multiply, or is it relying on me 1 hour at a time? Now, sometimes we get a little bit confused with when you start building something new, it's actually going to take a lot of hours to create something so valuable that you can make money or sell it or use it over and over and over again. And I think that's the season that I have been in for 2 years. I have been in the season of learning the skills, of creating a community, of becoming a woman who can have the capacity to have something that can be multiplied. And sometimes along the way to building something that can be multiplied, you're going to take actions that don't seem like multiplication. Like you might do one-on-one mentoring, right? And that seems like trading time for money. But if you think about it with a leverage mindset, you'll realize that that 1 hour you spend mentoring that person may have taught you 5 different things. And so now in my life, I am constantly searching for ways to create leverage. Why don't you put in the chat if you've started thinking like this? A yes, or just write the word leverage. If you've been thinking, how can I create leverage out of this? For me, that means like my health is actually a really key area of leverage. My exercise, my supplements, my food, my mental health, journaling, all those things that I do, they are ways that I leverage a bigger, better, more energized, more passionate me, more educated me. So chuck in the chat if you have started thinking, everything I do needs to be a type of leverage. Or if that is a revelation to you, why don't you write revelation? Revelation, I did not know that exercise was a type of leverage. But think about it this way. If you spend 10 minutes exercising, you literally, your brain changes, the oxygen goes into your body and you can think better. So you've got more capacity. You're less likely to lose it with your kids. You are more likely to eat better during the day and drink more water because you're leveraging your health through moving your body. I use these incredible patches called X39. It's one of my businesses, and they are an investment, right? Like they cost me something every month. But when I don't use them, I can tell you the motherhood brain fog it sucks. And I don't need it. Like I can find a product that actually helps me leverage my thinking and my health. And so yeah, number one, what are you doing right now? Does it multiply or does it rely on you? And that can be in your personal life, but that can also be in your business. Okay. So if you are doing one-on-one mentoring, how are you leveraging that? Are you learning the lessons you need to learn? Are you creating products that solve problems for people because of the one-on-one mentoring that you're doing? Okay. Number two, identify one thing that you could make repeatable, something you don't have to recreate every time. And this is an area that I'm working on at the moment. Like these calls are one of the ways that I'm trying to create a product that is repeatable. Someone could find this. Hopefully that's what happens. And if you have found this, I would so appreciate if you would subscribe so that we can share this to more people, more mums can be encouraged in their business. But create things that are repeatable. You know, I'm spending a lot of time creating reels and social media content. I am learning so much. So that's my leverage, my learning, but it's repeatable. And if something does, if I start hitting the right note, then that piece of content can actually be used again and again and again. So think about what are you doing that you could make repeatable, something that you don't have to recreate every time. Another example is the valuable lead magnet that I have as part of these calls. You can request that. I've created it once, you know, it's something I worked on, I came up with. In fact, the document that I have that is available to you is a resource of places to start if you want to have a side hustle. And it lists programs and books and why you should read them and what you'll learn from them. And that is like 2 years of knowledge that I have worked hard to get. And I just want to give that to you because why should you have to watch the wrong videos and the wrong books? Yes, you'll learn something from them, but have the quicker way. It's just for you. I made it just for you. And so that's a system that I've created that I don't have to recreate every time. I don't have to get on a call with everyone and be like, hey, these are the books you should read. I recommend this. I can talk with you and then I can say, hey, here's something valuable that I've created. So identify one thing you could make repeatable. And number 3, start learning the skills that actually create leverage, not just effort, but structure. And this has been one of the best things that I've done. So why don't you write learn in the chat if you have been spending time learning. I think coming here counts. I think being on this call counts as learning. I think every book you read, every podcast you listen to, every mentoring group that you attend, every product that you are creating and you're learning about, that is something that is like a skill that creates leverage. Okay, so start learning skills that actually create leverage. I know there's some skills I need to learn for my goal, my 50 mums doing Master the Code with me. There's a lot of skills I need to learn. Advertising. I don't know about paid advertising. I don't really know a lot about sales. Like I've watched some, learned some, but I know that is an area I seriously need to step up in. I know I'm looking at my whiteboard over there because I literally have a list of things that in the next 90 days, this is where I need to start. And I know that I'll learn more as I go. Anyway, sales funnels and things like that. So I want to show you how this has looked in my life and my personal life, because it's not just business, it's how you live. And I did touch on this a little bit before, but let me go a little bit more in depth. Okay, I've prioritized, these are the shifts that I've made. I've prioritized my health because my energy multiplies everything else. I've started to see exercise as something that supports my future and not takes from it. I remember when I had Olive, Zeph was just really, my husband was really encouraging me to go to the gym. Not because he needed me to lose weight or anything like that, but just because he's a trainer, he just knows how good it would be for me. But I had every excuse and barrier and reason not to go. One, I had to get in the car, drive there. Someone had to look after my baby, or she had to be ready to come. It was going to take me this much time to drive there and this much time at the gym and this much time when I came home and I had a shower. But if I had committed to that, truly committed to that, because I did try a few times, and the reason I didn't commit to it was because I was like, I've got so much I've got to get done. I've got to get so much done, and I've got to have time for mum with a side hustle. I just can't commit to having to use 2 to 3 hours once a week for the gym, because that's how long it felt for me to get my baby ready, get myself ready, go to the gym, come home, eat, shower, and then I could finally get on to something that I really wanted to do, which was build this community, for example. And so I did not commit to investing in my health in that season. I since started to find ways, like I got the Apple Fitness app, which I really love and I still use, that have reduced the amount of time it would take. But through doing that, I discovered that actually my husband was right. And I would have really benefited from wasting 3 hours. It felt like a waste to me, but I would have really benefited from using 3 hours to go to the gym once a week, twice a week. It would have really benefited me in so many ways, physically, emotionally, and also valuing myself, putting value in me and believing in me and improving my health would have really would have been valuable. And I definitely, I'll be honest, I definitely look back at that person. I'm trying to not say regret, but I look back at Alicia and I would like to say that to her. It is not a waste of time. Use that time. Okay. Another shift that I've made is I've paid for support in my home. Now, some of you came today because you saw that the call was stop cleaning your home. And this is why. Having someone clean my house, it didn't just save me time, it actually changed how I value my time. It has only happened since we moved to Panama, and part of that is because having a cleaner became more accessible, but it actually costs me about what I could have paid in New Zealand. And it has shifted my mindset. I thought that I was working so hard when I did all my own cooking, all my own cleaning, all my own washing, folding, putting clothes away, and then just literally cycle on repeat. Like I was like, man, I'm such a hard worker. But having paid someone to do those tasks for me, those tasks don't necessarily add any love or attention to my children. But sometimes when my cleaner is here, I sit down and read my kids a book. Sometimes when my cleaner is here, I'm in my room doing my exercise because my husband's with the kids. And at the end of the day, I've actually helped her build her life and her family through employing her. And I've actually I've emulated what I believe in, which is I want to lift other women up. And I've done that through hiring someone to do something that that I can do. But when I don't do it, I think about myself differently and I think about my time differently and I reclaim my peace. And I know that this is so outside the mindset of most women in New Zealand because I am that woman and I did not think there was any way I could afford that in my budget. It's crazy. Just do it yourself. That's literally, I mean, if you know what I feel like, or if you disagree with me, put it in the chat. Like I want to hear your disagreements. But now that I'm on the other side, I see how much value there is in having some extra help that is not my own. And I want to say, do it sooner than you think that you can. Do it sooner than you think that you can. And figure out what tasks take you the most time. Like if you're trying to clean the house or fold washing and put it away, it takes you double the amount of time because you're also caring for the kids. But someone who comes in, they just focus and they get that stuff done and they can do it much quicker than what you probably can get it done in. And you won't spend every evening like exhausted and folding the washing. Please tell me if you can relate to this. I really think that yeah, maybe I'm frustrating you or annoying you right now, but it's been such a revelation to me that I can value myself and my time so differently. And when I made these shifts, I realized how frustrated I actually was before I made those shifts because I wasn't building what actually mattered. You know, those things they mattered, but they didn't really matter. Anyone could do them. But spending time with my kids, like I can be more present now. Like I can come into my office and do my work because my husband and we swap out all the time. But when I come out, I achieve my tasks I wanted to achieve today. And I'm more present with my family and I'm not mentally somewhere else. Okay, imagine building something where your effort doesn't reset every day. Imagine building something where your income isn't capped by your time. And imagine building something where your business could grow even in full seasons of life. And that's what multiplication is going to give you. Not overnight success, it's hard work. Your re-education is probably the hardest work you will ever do. And I just want you to know it's not going to feel easy, but that will build you as a person. It is building me as a person. What I am learning, what I am growing in. I am 41 years old and I am literally creating a new woman in this season. So it's not going to be overnight success, but something that actually supports your life. And I believe that the dream is possible. You can be the mum that you want to be, the wife that you want to be, the friend that you want to be, and the businesswoman that you want to be. And so this is why I take women through the Master the Code Challenge, because most men, like mums, they don't need more ideas, but they do need to understand what actually works, how to structure it, and how to start building in a way that's going to multiply. And I just want to say, like, if you're ready to stop guessing and start building something that can actually grow with you, I'd really love you to join me. There's going to be a link in the description. You can go there after this and I can send you all the details for the Master the Code Challenge. But honestly, this will serve you. If you've done the Master the Code Challenge and it has been really helpful for you, why don't you share that in the chat so other mums know the value of that program and how much it can really make a difference for you. So I want to leave us with this. You don't need more time. You need a different model because my time is limited. I am not going to build things that are limited. I'm going to build things that are bigger than me. Well, if you know another mum who needs to be on this call, why don't you share this with them? And if you are a mum and you want to connect with other mums, we have a Zoom call straight after these live calls every week. Drop me a comment, sign up for my email list, and I would love to connect you and we'd love to talk more with you. But thank you for being here for today's call, Mum with a Side Hustle live weekly call. And join us again every week as we learn more about leverage, about legacy, about becoming the woman who you dream of in your heart to become. See you later.